Hello and welcome to Dusk's MPQ. Today we'll be taking an introductory look at the character Bullseye. Sitting at just a little over 7,500 health, Bullseye is a low health, 3-star character that specializes in the colors purple, black, and green. He is a mix between an assassin character and a utility character, but specializes in neither. Bullseye's damage output is highly variable and his utility is only so-so. With the right board, he has the potential to swing the game greatly in your favor, killing character after character, but with a suboptimal board, he can be a complete deadweight to your team. Now let's take a look at Bullseye's abilities and skills. Bullseye's purple ability, Lethal Improvisation, is a low-cost ability that dishes out some moderate damage and allows you to destroy up to 2 attack, protect, or strike tiles. It should be noted that Bullseye does not destroy the tile itself, but rather removes the special symbol on the tiles. This means that his purple ability does not trigger any sort of cascades. When activated, the ability will force you to choose a special tile, even if the only available special tiles are your own. Additionally, it should also be noted that if there are no special tiles on the board, this ability cannot be used. Therefore, make sure that there's always a special tile on the board. Bullseye's black ability, Contract Killer, is an interesting passive ability that when triggered adds a great deal of strike tiles to the board, allowing for some added pressure from match damage. This ability is what will determine whether Bullseye will swing the game in your favor or become that dead weight on your team. Regardless of whether Bullseye kills the character using his ability or from match damage, Contract Killer will trigger. As long as Bullseye steals the killing blow on a character, you will get the strike tiles from Contract Killer. Bullseye's green ability, Deadly Precision, is a low damage, moderately high cost ability that when activated allows you to destroy basic tiles to help trigger cascades. This ability by far is Bullseye's weakest ability in my opinion. Costing 11 green AP, this skill does not hit very hard and has a terrible damage to AP ratio. While for the sake of utility, this skill can potentially lead to some massive cascades and multiple crit tiles to be generated, the use of 11 AP is too steep for its worth. Additionally, you can only target basic tiles with this skill. This means that special tiles, whether it is strike, protect, attack, charge, web, or etc., are not able to be targeted by Deadly Precision. Therefore, it's highly recommended that you bring along a teammate with a strong green ability. Because of Bullseye's limited damage potential with his green ability, 553 is the only way in which he should be spec'd. Any other combination of builds, whether it's 355, 535, 544, or etc., would cause him to see a massive drop in his damage and ultimately result in lesser killing potential. We'll begin by taking a look at why you should put 5 points into his purple ability, Lethal Improvisation. At just 7 purple AP, Lethal Improvisation is considered a rather low cost ability that can net you some decent damage. At level 5, the damage to AP ratio is 419.43, which is still playable. But at level 4, the damage to AP ratio drops significantly to 285.57. At level 4, Lethal Improvisation is near unplayable since the damage to AP ratio is so low. And at level 3, Lethal Improvisation is really just not worth mentioning or considering at all. So by default, taking 5 points into Bullseye's purple is a must. Since purple is Bullseye's best damage to ratio ability, Lethal Improvisation will more often than not be your go-to skill for finishing off opponents. Therefore, in order to have an easier time for Bullseye to kill his targets, maxing the number of colors on purple is absolutely crucial. Next, let's take a look at Bullseye's passive black ability, Contract Killer. This is another ability that should have 5 points spec'd into it, and the reason why you want to invest 5 points into the skill is because of the huge leaps in damage that you get for each level. Going from level 3 to 4, Contract Killer's damage increases by 28.57%, and going from level 4 to 5, Contract Killer's damage increases by 44.44%. If Contract Killer is at level 5 and is triggered, you can expect your match damage to start hitting for roughly 1,000 per 3 tiles matched. This jump in damage will make killing another person with Bullseye significantly easier, and thus triggering another activation of Contract Killer, resulting in more strike tiles being placed on the board. Just to give you an idea of how much damage you can rack up with match damage from Contract Killers, let's take a look at Bullseye's purple, black, and green colors. After triggering Contract Killer, Bullseye's match damage becomes 1056 for matching 3 purple tiles, 1029 for matching 3 black tiles, and 1002 for matching 3 green tiles. So you can see that the amount of threat and pressure you build off of just match damage escalates very quickly. Additionally, Contract Killer works very well with lethal improvisation. If there are no special tiles of the enemies that you can target on the board, you can destroy 2 of your own strike tiles to use lethal improvisation. So let's take a quick look at the numbers. Assuming you have to kill your own strike tiles to use lethal improvisation, at level 5 for Contract Killer, you can expect to see a lethal improvisation to hit for 3,629 points of damage. At level 4 Contract Killer, the damage dips to a little to 3,377, and at level 3 the number drops even lower. Based on the sheer volume of strike tiles you can generate from Contract Killer, there isn't really a doubt on whether to put 5 points into the skill. It's mandatory that you put 5 levels into the skill. As for the last ability in Bullseye's arsenal, his green ability, Deadly Precision, it's really rather lackluster because of its steep cost and low damage output. It's recommended that you only put 3 levels into the skill because not much changes from this skill as you move from level 3 to 5. Yes, at level 5 this skill allows you to target an additional basic tile to destroy, but because of the damage to AP ratio, it's just absolutely abysmal. It's really not worth investing more points than you have to. Even if you put 5 points into Deadly Precision, you're only able to squeeze out 1,927 points of damage for 11 AP. Now I know a lot of you are you're probably thinking, you can't just look at the damage of Deadly Precision because you get cascades and crits and more cascades. And to be fair, you're absolutely right, you can't just look at the damage it deals alone because the competent person would try to make as much cascades as possible. So let's take a look at the damage it can potentially do if there were cascades. For this example, I'm going to say when Deadly Precision is used, you get 3 cascades in Bullseye's 3 strongest colors, purple, black, and green. So that means 3 tiles line up for purple, 3 tiles line up for black, and 3 tiles line up for green. Added together, you get 630 damage. Let's take that 630 and add it to Deadly Precision's base damage and see where we end up. Okay, now that we have the numbers, from the looks of things, at level 5, Deadly Precision still hits like a wet noodle, and at level 4 and 3, the damage is better, but atrocious nonetheless. How bad, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm about to show you just how bad. For these upcoming examples, we'll use the damage numbers from the last calculation we did with Deadly Precision. Starting off our list, let's compare Deadly Precision's damage to Devil Dino's Prehistoric Bite. At only 7 AP, Prehistoric Bite hits for 2,512 points of damage, with a damage to AP ratio of 385.86. Not only does Prehistoric Bite cost 5 AP less than Deadly Precision, it hits for roughly the same amount of damage as Deadly Precision. But you're probably thinking, not everyone can get 5 covers for Dino's Green, because, well, he was only featured in a special event, and it's probably really tough. And yeah, that's a valid argument, so you're absolutely right. So let's move on to the next example. Here we have one of the most well-known green AP users in the game, 3-star Thor, aka Lazy Thor. At a hefty 14 AP, 3-star Thor lays down a meaty 4,518 points of damage to the primary target, and an additional 2,259 to the other 2 remaining enemy members. With one cast alone, Thor clocks in a total of 9,036 damage, with a total damage to AP ratio of 645.43. But believe it or not, 3-star Thor isn't actually the hardest hitter among the green users. That spot goes to none other than Kamala Khan. Kamala's green ability, Embiggen Bash, costs 12 AP, so only 1 AP more than Deadly Precision, and it hits the whole enemy team for 3,390 damage, so a total of 10,170 points of damage. And it's not surprising that the damage to AP ratio is 847.5. Embiggen Bash costs only 1 more AP than Deadly Precision, and it hits for roughly 350% more damage. So from the looks of it, it's really not worth investing more than 3 points into Deadly Precision, since the damage to AP ratio is already so terrible that it's a lost cause anyways. Thanks for watching, and I'm your host Dusk, bringing you another Dusk's MPQ guide. Stay tuned for more videos, and if you enjoyed this guide, please give me a like or subscribe, and I'll be happy to continue creating more content. This is yours truly, Dusk, and I'm signing out. Peace.